everybody, welcome to my channel.
Ryan Gosling. From indie darling to Hollywood icon, few actors in modern cinema command the effortless blend of charm, intensity, and vulnerability quite like Ryan Gosling. Over 2 decades, the Canadian-born actor has evolved from a Disney Channel performer into one of Hollywood's most respected and beloved leading men. His career is marked by bold choices, genre-defying roles, and an unmistakable on-screen presence that audiences never tire of. Early beginnings. A star in the making, Ryan Gosling was born on November 12, 1980, in London, Ontario. Like many multi-talented performers, he got his start early. As a child, he joined the Mickey Mouse Club, performing alongside future superstars such as Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears. Even then, Gosling's charisma was evident, and it wasn't long before he transitioned into television and independent film work. His breakout role came in The Believer, 2001, where he portrayed a Jewish neo-Nazi struggling with identity, a bold and controversial part that showcased a level of depth uncommon for actors his age. Rise to stardom. The Notebook era in 2004. Gosling's life changed with The Notebook. His portrayal of Noah Calhoun turned him into a global heartthrob and cemented the film as one of the most iconic romances of all time. Yet, even as fame surged, Gosling continued to choose roles based on artistic merit rather than box office expectations. Transforming the modern leading man, what sets Ryan Gosling apart is his refusal to be boxed into one genre. He seamlessly jumps between drama, comedy, romance, and action, often within a single decade. Key highlights. Half Nelson, 2006, earned his first Academy Award nomination for playing a troubled, drug-addicted teacher. Blue Valentine, 2010, delivered a heartbreaking, raw performance in one of the most realistic modern love stories ever filmed. Drive, 2011, became a cult icon with his minimalist, silent but deadly portrayal of a mysterious Hollywood stunt driver. La La Land, 2016, showcased his musical talents, earning a Golden Globe and another Oscar nomination. Barbie, 2023, reinvented himself yet again in a comedic, self-aware, scene-stealing turn as Ken that became a global pop culture phenomenon. Gosling's willingness to experiment keeps his filmography exciting, diverse, and influential. A quiet life off-screen. Unlike many celebrities, Ryan Gosling keeps his personal life relatively private. His long-term partnership with actress Eva Mendes and their 2 daughters remains one of Hollywood's most admired low-key families. Gosling often speaks softly but passionately about fatherhood, social issues, and creativity, adding depth to his public persona. Why Ryan Gosling endures. Ryan Gosling endures not only because he's talented, but because he brings sincerity to every performance. Whether he's playing a jazz pianist chasing dreams, a stoic getaway driver, or a plastic himbo searching for self-worth, Gosling embodies characters with authenticity and emotional truth. He represents the modern movie star, selective, artistic, humble, and endlessly versatile. Ryan Gosling, the reluctant movie star who redefined masculinity in modern Hollywood in an era where fame often screams, Ryan Gosling whispers, and the world still listens. With his quiet magnetism, chiseled yet soft features, and an acting style rooted in emotional subtlety, Gosling has become one of the most fascinating and consistently compelling performers of the 21st century. He is at once a Hollywood leading man and an anti-celebrity, an actor who thrives not on spectacle but on sincerity. A Canadian childhood that forged a future icon born in 1980 in London, Ontario. Ryan Thomas Gosling grew up far from the glitz of Los Angeles. His family lived modestly, moving frequently due to his father's traveling sales job. Gosling has spoken openly about his struggles as a child, bullying, loneliness, and being diagnosed with ADHD. But these difficulties fueled his imagination and artistic instincts. He found refuge in performing. At age 12, his life changed when he was cast in the Mickey Mouse Club, joining a remarkable roster of future stars. Yet unlike others who skyrocketed immediately into pop culture domination, Gosling took a slower, more deliberate path. Indie roots. Choosing depth over spotlight before the world knew him as Noah Calhoun or The Driver, Gosling was building a reputation in indie cinema. His breakthrough role in The Believer, 2001, was so raw, unsettling, and nuanced that critics instantly recognized him as an actor far ahead of his years. The film, which explored themes of identity, self-hatred, and ideology, was a daring project. It set the tone for a career defined by brave choices and emotional complexity. His early filmography reads like a roadmap of artistic ambition. Murder by Numbers, 2002, The United States of Leland, 2003, The Notebook, 2004. Interestingly, he took The Notebook reluctantly, only agreeing because he was told the character was not handsome and just a regular guy. Ironically, it became the performance that made him a worldwide romantic icon. The Notebook phenomenon. A blessing and a burden. The success of The Notebook instantly transformed Gosling into a symbol of idealized love. The image of him lifting Rachel McAdams in the rain is now part of cinematic history. But Gosling used this fame strategically. Rather than capitalizing on his heartthrob status, he pivoted to emotionally challenging roles. Half Nelson, 2006, earning him his first Oscar nomination. Lars and the Real Girl, 2007, where he played a socially awkward man who falls in love with a doll. Blue Valentine, 2010, an unflinching look at love's decay. These films showed the world that Gosling was not merely an actor we watched for escapism, he was one who made us feel. Drive, Blade Runner, and the era of the stoic hero. Gosling's silent, mysterious presence became iconic in Drive 2011, where he reinvented the archetype of the modern action hero. Instead of explosive dialogue, he acted with glances, stillness, and simmering intensity. The film gained cult status almost immediately. This quieter brand of masculinity continued in Only God Forgives, 2013, The Place Beyond the Pines, 2012, Blade Runner 2049, 2017. Here, Gosling carved out a niche as the soulful loner, a man who carries emotional weight behind an unreadable expression. In a Hollywood landscape crowded with loud, flashy performers, he stood out by being understated. La La Land, the musical that brought him back into the spotlight in 2016, Gosling showcased a completely different side of his talent, singing, dancing, and playing the piano, as Sebastian Wilder in La La Land. His chemistry with Emma Stone lit up the screen, and the film became a global sensation, earning him a Golden Globe and another Oscar nomination. La La Land reintroduced Gosling as a romantic lead, but one grounded in realism and heartbreak. Barbie, a cultural reset in 2023. Gosling shocked audiences again by playing Ken in Greta Gerwig's Barbie, a comedic, absurd, deeply human performance that turned him into a meme, a global comedy icon, and even an Academy Award nominee for Best Supporting Actor. His deadpan delivery, campy earnestness, and emotional vulnerability, "I'm just Ken," reminded the world that Gosling isn't afraid to poke fun at himself. It became one of the most beloved roles of his career. A private but purposeful life. Despite his fame, Gosling is intensely private. He avoids social media, rarely gives personal interviews, and leads a quiet family life with actress Eva Mendes and their 2 daughters. He has also been involved in humanitarian efforts, supporting organizations like PETA, Invisible Children, and the Enough Project. Gosling speaks with thoughtfulness, humility, and a kind of gentle wisdom that fans find refreshing in a celebrity-driven culture. Why Ryan Gosling matters. Ryan Gosling is more than an actor. He is a cultural figure who reshaped the idea of what a leading man can be. He combines Sparkle's sensitivity, Sparkle's emotional intelligence, Sparkle's risk-taking artistry, Sparkle's a willingness to look foolish, Sparkle's a refusal to chase fame. He proves that masculinity can be tender, that acting can be quiet yet powerful, and that careers built on authenticity last the longest. The legacy and progress today, Gosling stands as one of the most admired actors of his generation. Whether he's wearing a satin scorpion jacket, dancing among the stars, or singing about being enough, he brings truth to every moment. And perhaps that is Ryan Gosling's greatest talent. He makes us believe, not in heroes or fantasies, but in the beauty of being human. Ryan Gosling, the quiet revolutionary of modern cinema. There are movie stars who dominate the box office. And then there are movie stars who quietly reshape the culture without ever raising their voice. Ryan Gosling belongs firmly to the second category, a paradox of Hollywood. Intensely private yet globally adored, understated yet electrifying, selective yet iconic. In a generation of actors fighting for attention, Gosling stands out by seemingly wanting none of it. And perhaps that is why the world can't look away. The actor who never acts like a celebrity in a city built on spectacle, Gosling navigates Hollywood like a man walking calmly through a storm. He avoids social media, rarely courts publicity, and chooses interviews with the precision of someone selecting scripts. People around him often describe him the same way: thoughtful, disarmingly kind, quietly funny, and intensely focused. Yet beneath that calm exterior lies an artist whose instincts have repeatedly changed the trajectory of mainstream cinema. Early pain. Early passion. Gosling's childhood is not the typical origin story of a movie idol. Growing up in a working-class family, he struggled with school and suffered from bullying. Diagnosed with ADHD and raised in a Mormon household, he often felt like an outsider. This sense of being different, invisible yet observant, later became one of the most powerful tools in his acting. He has said in interviews that movies made him feel less alone. He didn't just watch them, he studied them. The Mickey Mouse Club years, a glimpse of stardom at 12. Gosling auditioned for Disney's The Mickey Mouse Club. Competing against thousands, he was one of the few chosen, joining a supergroup of future celebrities. But while others leaned into fame, Gosling stepped back. Even then, he wasn't interested in being a teen idol. He cared about performance, not attention. A career driven by instinct, not fame. Gosling's early projects in the 2000s reveal something rare: a young actor choosing roles for depth, not popularity. The Believer, 2001. Few actors would start their career with a role as emotionally and psychologically challenging as a conflicted Jewish neo-Nazi. Gosling not only embraced the risk, he excelled. It won the Grand Jury Prize at Sundance and set him apart instantly. Half Nelson, 2006. His portrayal of a drug-addicted teacher remains one of the most human, heartbreaking performances of the decade. The role earned him his first Oscar nomination, proof that talent, not hype, put him on Hollywood's map. Lars and the Real Girl, 2007. Only Ryan Gosling could play a man who falls in love with a life-size doll and make the world feel sympathy, humor, and heartbreak. The film showcased his rare ability to bring dignity to characters others might treat as jokes. This period established the Gosling formula: complex, Emotionally fragile men whose silence speaks louder than words. The evolution of a modern leading man. Hollywood's traditional leading men tend to be loud, confident, assertive. Gosling became a star by doing the opposite. Drive 2011. The birth of the Gosling mythos. In Drive, Gosling barely speaks, but every scene pulses with tension. His scorpion jacket became instantly iconic, symbolizing a character who is gentle until he isn't, quiet until he can't be. He doesn't play heroes. He plays haunted men who want to be good but are shaped by violence, loss, or longing. The Place Beyond the Pines 2012. Gosling's role as a motorcycle stuntman turned bank robber delivered one of the most emotional performances of his career. Then he shocked audiences by disappearing halfway through the film, a risky move few stars would dare. Only God Forgives 2013, a polarizing film, but a testament to Gosling's loyalty to directors he believes in, especially Nicholas Winding Refn. He said he was drawn to the character's brokenness, not his brutality. La La Land and the return of romantic stardom. If Drive represented the stoic Gosling, La La Land represented the dreamer Gosling. He learned to play jazz piano for real. He danced. He sang. He brought charm, innocence, heartbreak, and ambition to Sebastian Wilder. The movie reignited Hollywood's love of the classic musical, and billions fell in love with Gosling all over again. Then came Ken, and the world went